Alright, we're all set.
Where's Carmelita's jetpack? Right where she said it would be. The magnetronic support field for the death ray got destroyed as you were making a run for your cane. You'd better hurry. This whole thing is about to fall apart.
I'm on it.
Alright, this bitch is actually sinking. This is one of the I think one of the coolest levels in the game. It's not really even much of a level. It's just platforming at its finest, especially in this game. Fantastic. It's just really, really good. Fast-paced, like testing all your moves. Just like environment's really good. Enough like drama. Like it's just really, really good. Like this part, I think, is really just fun. Like there's a lot of challenging. Oh, I just fucked that up. Like there's just a lot of challenging aspects of the level design. I think platforming in Sly games doesn't get too much better than this. Because Sly, especially after this game, it isn't all that much of a platformer. Like yes, there are platforming sections, and but it's mainly focused on like the stories and stuff like that, which I'm not complaining about. But again, like I said, this is probably as good as platforming gets in Sly games. Like there's all the right things in this level to make for a good platforming thing, and especially like a challenging one can make it. And you just jump here, and her jetpack is here. Alright, we're doing this. Here we go. Strange reunion.
Okay, that jetpack is easy to fly. Use the left analog stick to aim and steer, and press the square button to fire its rockets. Sly! Behind you!
Sly Cooper, you have escaped my gas chamber and destroyed my death ray. Remarkable. You Coopers always find a way to beat me.
Always? So that was you in the background of all those old pictures in the Thievius Raccoonus. How old are you?
Perfection has no age.
What? You're immortal?
Revenge is the prime ingredient in the fountain of youth. I've kept myself alive for hundreds of years with a steady diet of jealousy and hate, awaiting the day when I would finally eclipse your family's thieving reputation.
Sly! My missiles don't hurt him but seem to create holes in his armor. Shoot into the gaps I create!
Yep, so that's where we learn about what Clockwork's deal is. So he's a bird, this giant fucking owl, completely encased himself in metal armor in order to wipe out the Coopers. And he managed to stay alive for so long.
My intellect is refined. My experience is greater.
He managed to stay alive for this long because he has the jealousy, like all of his jealousy and hate for the Coopers, like reputation and thieving prowess is what like kept making sure he stayed alive. It's fantastic. Oh, there he goes. He dead. Look at that. What a swan dive that was.
Nice shooting, Sly! You got him! Wow, that's one tough owl.
I don't get it. You're so familiar with my family. You must have known my father had a son. If you hated the Coopers so much, why did you let me live when you stole the Thievius Raccoonus?
Because I wanted to show the world that without your precious book, the Cooper line was nothing.
Ah, well, there's where you're wrong. The Thievius Raccoonus doesn't create great thieves. It takes great thieves to create the Thievius Raccoonus.
Enough, Sly Cooper. It ends here. I will finish you like I finished your father. And the Cooper line will be erased, and the only master thief will be Clockwork.
Fuck this! Oh no! Oh god. Okay, we're good. We're safe. We're in the clear. So yeah, you knock Clockwork into the lava, and he just comes back out. And also he taunts you during the whole boss fight. My intellect is refined. He just taunts you. And it's just great. So I think I'll talk more when we get to the credits, but yeah, this is just, Clockwork is crazy. Ooh, I barely managed that one. Ugh! There we go. Got him again. That was, I mean, that wasn't quite as graceful as the first one was.
Now's your only chance.
Okay, let's get him.
You've got to get to his head and destroy it before his auto.
I didn't get to hear Bentley's last thing. So. Ah, fuck! Alright, well, now we start at the beginning. Well, this gives me a little bit of an opportunity to talk a little bit. I guess what I think, like, why, this is why I, like, the motives are a little unclear. You hear my voice crack, by the way. Holy shit. Motives are a little unclear, and that's thing, like, at least clarity in the motives, because, like, you get that he wants to wipe out the Cooper clan, and that's fine, but it says he's jealousy and hate is, so we don't really know much about why he hates the Coopers, and, like, I wish there was more of a backstory for Clockwork, like, you know, like a reason revealed as to why he does everything. But it's really, but I think the fact that there isn't kind of adds to his element of creepiness and unfamiliarity. Like, a lot of villains you learn about, especially like some of them have like a backstory, but Clockwork we don't know all that much about, and I think that's one thing that makes him really interesting and so fascinating, is that we don't know all that much about him. So of course I do wish that we did know more about him, so we could understand why he does what he does, but at the same time, the fact that we don't, it's kind of like, I cite Matt Pat's like Five Nights at Freddy's theory about why Five Nights at Freddy's doesn't end, how there's no solid conclusion. That's why, like, to this day, like, Clockwork is something that doesn't, like, I definitely had nightmares about Clockwork as a kid, and it's one of the reasons why Clockwork, it doesn't, like, his, you know, creepy voice and his, like, just the image and story behind him, it doesn't leave my head. And I think anyone who has played this game, especially as a kid, can relate to that. Oh, I just got seen. Yeah,
Feet together.
I think it's very similar to that. Fight, bitch! Come here! I'ma knock you out! Let's hear what he says. Fuck you.
It took some tricky maneuvering, but I managed to snatch that last piece of the Thievius Raccoonus from Clockwork's claw. I had taken down each member of the Fiendish Five: Raleigh, Mugshot, Ms. Ruby, the Panda King, and finally Clockwork. I'd beaten them all one by one and reclaimed my birthright. Of course, there was no way I could have gotten here without the help of my pals. I know this hasn't been easy for them, but they stuck with me through it all. Murray, boy, it took a lot of guts for him to get out in the field with me. I know he was scared, but he's got more heart than anyone I've ever known. And thank goodness for Bentley. Without his expertise, I'd have never found my way off that rooftop in Paris. A guy couldn't ask for a better gang of friends. Who could ever forget the lovely Carmelita? Looks like we're not going to be friends anymore. Now that Clockwork's death ray is out of commission, we're back to playing cops and robbers. I thought for sure she was gonna slap the handcuffs on me right then and there. But instead, she was true to her word and gave me that 10-second head start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I felt bad leaving her stranded on that giant rock, but I knew it wouldn't be long before we'd see each other again.
What a devious bastard. So yeah, that is the ending. Very, very open to a sequel. Obviously, this is not the end. The last cutscene, it's... it doesn't really focus all that much on Clockwork. Like, that's something that should be scarring. But, you know, it's like, it's a cheesy ending, but I really, really like it. But yeah, so, Clockwork. So, again, I wish we knew more about him, but again, at the same time, it's like, we don't know, because we don't know all that much about him, he is so mysterious and so creepy, and that's one of the reasons why I think he's a fantastic antagonist. So Clockwork, just in the gist of it, so he's very, very old. Again, the dialogue is really, like, it's adult-like. Like, you have to be able to follow quickly in order to understand everything that goes on. So, yeah, so he lived a long time ago, and obviously owls already live a pretty long time. So yeah, he kept himself alive by, so we're actually gonna go through another level, so we're gonna, again, here we go. Reason why there's gonna be a sequel. Very, very open to a sequel. Like, they already knew they were gonna do one.
I hate to tell you this, Sly, but the Thievius Raccoonus isn't fully restored. You're gonna have to go back and unlock all the vaults to find the pages you're missing. There is some good news, though. A friend of mine in Japan just sent me this really cool movie. And guess what? It's all about us.
いやー危なかった。ま、カルマリータちゃんには悪いけど、今回も俺様たちの勝ちだ。このデータファイルがあれば父ちゃんの敵が撃てる。あれはまだ俺が子供の頃だ。よく父ちゃんの膝の上で遊んでたっけ。俺様の一族は代々伝わる義族の家系。
I've heard enough Japanese for one day. So yeah, so I have a little bit of time to talk about it, since we have to go back to this one. When Sly said it wouldn't be long before we saw each other again, he was telling the truth. Here she is again. But yeah, so I usually during...
Freeze, raccoon!
How can I freeze when my heart warms at the very sight of you?
Shut up, Ringtail. I don't know what you're doing here in China, but I'm sure it can't be good for whoever owns this place.
How do I skip
You must
this?
only have eyes for me if you're too
How do I
blind
skip
to
this?
see what's going on.
Anyway,
All I see is a pathetic
yeah,
thief
we
who's escaped justice for
are,
far too long.
I'm proud to be a
normally
thief,
during the credits,
especially
I
when
would
stealing from
say what I
officials
think about the game, but
extortioners
I've
like the Panda.
really already done that throughout this series, so I don't really think I have to do that as much anymore, as much this time around, because I've non-stop praised the game since I started. So I don't really feel the need to go further into detail because I feel like I already have. I'll talk about what I can as a whole, like in very general things, what I like about the game. But yeah. So Clockwork managed to keep himself alive since very old times. by jealousy for the Cooper clan and hatred. So because of that, he was willing to completely avoid death altogether. He was willing to live forever, just so that he could. Can I still get over there? Oh, I don't know. Have I fucked it? I don't think so. I think I'm safe. Yeah. So I think it's really interesting. Again, we don't know much about how that works, but the fact that it does is really interesting. And I think, so obviously it's like saying, I think clockwork is just that idea is like a metaphor, and I think it works multiple metaphors. And I think there's one that's like almost the commentary on society, but also one as a as almost a life opinion on lifestyle. And obviously Sly embodies this lifestyle where he lives his life to the fullest. He doesn't really care what anyone thinks. And it seems that clockwork implies that he's lived an unfulfilling life. No matter how, it doesn't matter how long you live. If you stay alive, if you hate and have negative feelings during your life, it's going to be unfulfilling. And I think that's a really interesting point. Because it's one thing, that's what I take from it, at least. No matter how long you live, if you live your life without good intentions, or without positive emotions towards other people and towards yourself, you're not gonna live a fulfilling life. And I think that's a really interesting point to make. And I think there could also be another metaphor on society as a whole, kind of like that, but a very similar one, where just, I thought there was one. I had it in my head, and then I just forgot it. I don't know what I was gonna say, but yeah, it's a really interesting way to communicate that through a villain in a work of fiction. But again, it's one of the most creative antagonist concepts in any work of fiction ever, in my opinion. So, yeah. This whole idea, the whole story behind this is super creative. But yeah. Anyway, let's open this last vault, shall we?
Press the circle to enter the vault code. Multiple blood vessels burst in my brain while figuring this out. The code had better be 231.
All right.
Amazing! Colonel Reed Cooper's time stopper technique. Press the triangle button and execute a flashbang that will stun all guards in the world for a few seconds. I can see how this might be useful and entertaining too.
At long last, the Thievius Raccoonus restored to its original state. The first time I held the whole thing under my arm since I was 8 years old. The same weight that all my ancestors had felt beneath their arms as they had passed it on. Although, while other family members may have been great thieves, they all inherited the book. I got a chance to earn it. I had taken down the Fiendish Five, having used the moves my ancestors taught me, and become a master thief along the way. The time had come for me to chronicle my own adventures into the great book. This is gonna be fun.
As you can see, they pretty much already knew they were gonna do a sequel. So, And so they did. But yeah, so Clockwork is a really interesting, again, I could say, I think there was another idea, like, as a metaphor on society that I had. I kind of forgot it, though. I don't even know if I had one. I think I was just thinking a little too much, and it probably didn't make all that much sense in retrospect, but, yeah. Anyway, again, I won't praise this game too much during the credits, as I've spent this entire series praising the game. But generally, again, as a whole, the story of this game is fantastic. Character is some of the best character in any work of fiction, in my opinion. Very to the point, like, you understand who each of them are, and like, not very long. Dialogue is fantastic. Again, the writing in this game is amazing. Especially now that I'm older and I understand all of it. Graphics are very solid. This game, 2002, so very good graphics, especially even upscaled in HD. Oh, still, like, it has that 2000s-esque feel to it, which I kind of like. And like, it's the kind of cartoony art style, especially during the cutscenes, but also during the in-game thing. Like, I'm a big fan. Here we have this again. Yeah, so, again, I love this game.
The Thievius Raccoonus is complete! Now, try beating all the Master Thief sprints to unlock the designer's commentary. Once you've unlocked them all, I've got a special behind-the-scenes movie to show you.
Yeah, so you can 100% the game and get designer's commentary. The time things are actually kind of difficult. I've tried. But they're an interesting, way. They're like an interesting way to, like, 100% the game, like time trials. I don't think I've ever 100. I think I may have 100% of this game before. I can't remember. But shit. I love this game. It's really, really good, and I can't wait to play the second one on recording. So yeah. Again, all of this. If you have not played this game, thank you for watching, first of all, and highly suggest you play this game for yourself, because it is an experience. Like, maybe wait a little bit because you've just gone through this experience with me, but highly recommend it. On PS Vita, PS2, and also PS3. The Sly Collection in HD for PS3 and PS Vita is really fun. Has all three games in one. I think it's out for like $20-30. It is incredibly worth it. Yeah, hell of a fun time. So, highly recommend this game. And the fact that it gets better after this is just great. Like this game, you had to be like of a certain maturity to really you have to be like of a certain maturity to really appreciate this game to its fullest extent. The next game specifically was ambitious in that it changed the formula entirely, but it doesn't change anything else that I and everyone else loves about Sly Cooper. Writing is still there, character is still there, story is still there, everything that makes platforming is still there. Everything that makes this game fantastic is still there. So yeah, we're gonna play that soon. I don't know when. I'm gonna take a little break before I play the second game because I don't want to rush these. I want to take my time and enjoy them. So yeah, I don't know when I'll start the second one, but I will be sure to let you know on Twitter. So my link for Twitter is in the description. So follow me there to get updates on everything. It's mostly music, but also I will talk about games and stuff, any updates that come along. So yeah, be sure to follow me, link in the description, and yeah, I think that's it. again, I love this game. Play it. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Thank you all for tuning into my playthrough of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. And I will see you, hopefully pretty soon, with my playthrough of Sly 2, Band of Thieves. Later.